There he is, Percy Allen from the Seattle Times. That's a very thought-provoking question because there is a whole can of whoop-ass involving college athletics when it comes to gambling.
Yeah, it's easy to bet on the Sonics or the Mariners or the
Sonics.
Well, you know what I mean. The Seahawks or NBA or what.
Tom Lafferty just got out of his time machine.
That's right. But when he started talking about Huskies on Tuesday night at a Pac-12 basketball game against
Hey, Tom, will you go down to 7-Eleven and put 20 down on the Huskies tonight against the Arizona Wildcats? I just heard that their center's out. College gambling. Yeah.
And all the point shaving stuff that's ever happened around for years and years and years have been college.
Yeah. I'm not worried about that, to be honest with you.
Hey, are you interested in a lover's retreat?
Ooh, what'd you have in mind?
How about 2 nights at Quinault Beach Resort and Casino?
I love Quinault Beach.
I know. And right now, we can get a 2-night stay, which includes $100 food credit and strawberries and champagne, all for just $249.
Wow, that's a great deal. I'm in.
Head to the beach any Sunday through Thursday and get 2 nights, $100 food credit, strawberries, and champagne, all for just $249. Check it out at QuinaultBeachResort.com. It's Quinault Beach Resort and Casino. Winners happen here.
This is IndyCar.
It's poll day at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Verizon IndyCar Series drivers tackle the famed oval to see who will lead the field to the green flag on race day.
Checker flag is out, 231.907, the 4-lap average for Scott Dixon.
Join us Sunday, May 20th for the final day of qualifying for the 102nd running of the Indianapolis 500.
Bringing you the biggest names in motorsports. Fox Sports 1380 and FM 95.3.
Adventures begin at the 2018 Anacortes Boat and Yacht Show, May 17th through the 20th.
Don't miss the Northwest's biggest new boat show taking place in the beautiful city of Anacortes, Washington.
Fun activities for the whole family, and kids 17 and under get in free.
Adults can enjoy beer, wine, and live music at the daily Hops and Props Happy Hour.
Purchase tickets online and receive local shopping and dining discounts.
The Anacortes Boat and Yacht Show.
Visit AnacortesBoatandYachtShow.com for tickets, directions, discounts, and promotions.
When you come to Safeco Field and James Paxton is on the mound, you'll see some baffled batters.
Strike 3 called, 97 at the knees.
Hulking 6'4" frame, power arm, unflappable demeanor. James Paxton hurls heat like a beast, making batters' knees knock with near triple-digit fastballs. What does domination sound like?
Swing and a miss for strike 3. 9 strikeouts for the lefty from Landers.
The Big Maple's so good, he comes with his own cheering section, complete with tree. And every time he takes the hill, America's pastime becomes Canadian-controlled. Strike 3, eh?
He got him! And love it up in the Maple Grove.
Mariners baseball, true to the blue.
Game 2 of the 4-game series with the Tigers continues tomorrow at 7:10 when King Felix takes them out. Plus, the first 10,000 fans get a free Mariners blanket hoodie. On Saturday, James Paxton makes his first home start since throwing a no-hitter. And it's Felix Hernandez bobblehead night. Great seats remain at Mariners.com.
This is the North Sound's home for the biggest names in sports. KRKO, K237GN Everett, Fox Sports 1380 and FM 95.3.
Hey, it's Maury Eskenazi from Health Matters. If you're in the market for a new mortgage or refinance, you know the process can be stressful. That's why when I refinanced, I went to see my friend Rob Tamaela at Tamaela Mortgage. In fact, he called me when rates dropped and got me a better rate and a lower payment. I didn't have to go into his office at all. It was all done online and by phone. He even sent someone to my house with the papers to sign. If you want that kind of treatment, I recommend Tamaela Mortgage. That's Tamaela Mortgage.com.
Tamaela Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS number 67846.
Jet City Traffic, powered by EverettPost.com.
It is 6:01. Good afternoon. Tom Lafferty taking a look at traffic. Cleaned up fairly decently here in downtown Everett. Northbound I-5 just a little sluggish, still approaching 41st and through the heart of Everett. Not bad on the Hewitt Avenue Trestle. Actually starting to get a little bit slower as you're heading out of town on the Trestle. Northbound I-5 out of Seattle. Still a little sluggish right around Mountlake Terrace. Should remind you, Highway 104, that's the Hood Canal Bridge, closed in both directions because of a major accident there. That may take a while. Also, an earlier student hit by a motorcycle in the Lake Stevens area, 99th Avenue Northeast. That also is closed for a little while. Northbound 405 still slow from Kirkland on up to Totem Lake. MyHometownValues.com. Print money-saving coupons from local merchants, restaurants, auto care, animal care, and more. Get coupons anytime on your phone, laptop, or tablet, 24/7 at myhometownvalues.com. Jet City weather forecast, mostly cloudy tonight, slight chance of showers, Lows down around 52 degrees. Tomorrow, more clouds, increasing chance of showers and highs near 67. It is 67 degrees right now in downtown Everett. Fox Sports 1380 FM 95.3. It is a fairly decent looking Thursday night here in downtown Everett. Fox Sports 1380 FM 95.3. Prep Sports Weekly is on the air. Tom Lafferty here. Steve Willits over there. How are you tonight?
I am doing fantastic. How are you doing?
Good. We're kind of herding cats here today, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. We've got a couple different teams joining us, and hey, it's that time of year where these guys practice is kind of important. They're in the playoffs, and so if one team isn't where we need them to be when we're ready to go, we get another team on. So we did a little shuffling of our schedule, but we've got a fun show coming up.
We're ready to go. Today's show brought to you by Vanderyacht Propane, Snohomish County, PUD, by Glass by Lund, Allstate Insurance Agent Brian Reed, and by the Law Office of Russell and Hill. So who's on the docket today? Who are these guys?
We've got not one, but we've got two district championship baseball teams with us. The Wesco 3A was decided last week. And to talk about a group of guys who made it look easy, the Marysville-Pilchuck Tomahawks, first time since 2009, are district champs, and they did so by outscoring their opponents 27-1 during, or I guess it was 29-1, right? 29-1 during the district playoffs.
You were told there was to be no math, right?
I know, right? It's such hard math too when there's 3 games, but when you're scoring that many runs, you lose track. So we've got their coach James Day, who's going to join us along with players Colby Phelps, Eric Anderson, and Jordan Luton. Then we'll have the 4A champs afterwards, the Jackson Timberwolves. Their coach, Kirk Nicholson, who another team that is heading on to the state tournament for the first time in 5 years. And we're going to be joined by Coach Nick, along with Ben Steck, Carter Booth, and Case Matters. And then the final segment of the night, we'll talk to the Snohomish soccer coach, Matt Rainey. They are in the quarterfinals right now at the state tournament. They're trying to get into the state semifinals for the 6th consecutive year.
That's pretty good.
That's really darn good. So they've got a big game coming up tomorrow night against Redmond. So we'll have Coach Rainey talk a little bit about their playoff success so far and help us preview that game.
Cool. Let's get underway.
Let's get it underway. The Marysville-Pilchuck Tomahawks standing here in front of us, or sitting here in front of us. I think we'll go ahead and let them introduce themselves and talk about. They're all seniors, so we'll save ourselves a little time there. Go ahead and starting with this young man right here, tell us your name and what position you play.
I'm Jordan Luton. I'm a catcher.
I'm Eric Anderson. I'm a third baseman and pitcher.
And I'm Colby Phelps. I'm a first baseman.
And then on the other side of the glass, you have the coach, right?
Who do we have over here?
Coach James Day, the coach.
The coach. Coach of these guys, huh?
Yeah.
Well, let's get the important stuff out of the way first. When do you play? Where do you play? Who do you play next?
We play Saturday at 1 o'clock up at Sherman Anderson Field in Mount Vernon against Bonnie Lake Panthers.
The Bonnie Lake Panthers, how are they?
Man, they're 20-1. They had a good tournament there. I think they came in 5th, 6th down in the south.
Out of the West Central District?
Yes.
When 700 teams come out of that district to go into the state tournament?
Yeah.
So, but they're pretty good.
Yeah, seems like heard good things about their shortstop. I think he's got like 11 home runs right now. He'll be a tough out for us.
And talk about getting a great time. 1 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon.
Oh, it's going to be beautiful. Can't wait.
And Sherman Anderson Field, go to Mount Vernon, take a left, right?
Pretty much. Go to the big tulip tower and take a left, and go to the tee, take another left. You'll run right into it.
There you go.
So, Coach, you got the 1 o'clock game and not the 10 o'clock game. Are you a let's get it over with first thing in the morning type of guy, or would you rather have the second game of the two?
Getting to that second game's huge. It's a 4 o'clock game also, so it'd be a doubleheader. So I kind of like to get it over with. When or if we do win that first game, playing that 4 o'clock game 45 minutes right after. So instead of that big break, keep the guys warm and loose, going through the motion that way.
There you go.
Coach, this team in front of us here, I'm going to start off by talking about the guy with the long hair here, Eric Anderson. One of our Maury Eskenazi.
It's radio, right?
It's radio. You got to describe it. Maury Eskenazi walked by me and goes, "You must be a pitcher. You look like Tim Lincecum." I mean, this is quite the stat line here. 6-1, 0.58 ERA through 48 and 2/3 innings, only 17 hits on the year, 4 earned runs, 9 walks, 52 strikeouts. Coach, I'm guessing he's pitching the first game on Saturday.
You're guessing correct.
Eric, that's quite the impressive stat line. I've got to think you're enjoying yourself this year. Talk a little bit about your season and how much fun you've had playing on this team and getting this far.
All started this off season. I had a decent year last year. This off season I went out after it hard. I got a great defense behind me. Me and my catcher get along like bread and butter. We're just on the same page all the time. He calls something, I rarely shake him off, and it's just great to have fun, play baseball.
Who's your catcher?
Mr. Jordan Luton right here.
Right here, this guy.
Is this bread or butter?
He's more the bread.
It's more of the bread.
Because he's butter over here.
Talk
right?
a little bit about catching Mr. Anderson. What's it like when he's out there on the mound?
Oh, he makes it really easy, and we kind of got the same mindset going after batters. So it makes it even easier on me calling a game. And
we don't want to give too much away to Bonnie Lake. Let's assume they're not listening. What kind of a pitcher is he? What is he throwing out there?
He's got a dominant fastball, and he can blow it by people, and he can change it up and get them out front on the curveball, and he hits about every spot he wants, so pretty easy for me.
Coach, let's talk about bread and butter over here. How much does Jordan call the pitches? How much does the pitcher and whoever's pitching decide what they're pitching, and how much do you call?
Me being a catcher growing up myself, I've been working with all of these guys actually for the last 4 years, so we've got to know how the players go about their business on the field, and Jordan calls a real great game. Anything that we don't agree with, I'll have conversations with him in mid innings and make sure that doesn't happen again. Other than that, Eric pounds his zone a lot and does everything correct. 3 pitches for strikes. Good luck whoever's trying to hit him.
I'm guessing, like most, his best pitch is strike one.
Yes, it is. Yes. I think he got a complete game. It was a 10-run game, but 49 pitches, complete game.
Jeez, 49 pitches. Yeah, you'll take that. That'll save the arm a little bit of wear and tear.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm looking at these batting average for you three. You're all hitting over 400. Eric's 419, Colby 411, Jordan 406. Colby, tell me where you guys are batting in the order, because this has got to be a fun part of the lineup to get to when you three are up. Where are you batting in the order?
I'm batting 4, while Eric's hitting 3, and Jordy's hitting 2.
So who's the number 1 hitter?
He's Bailey Alvis, our right fielder.
So if Bailey gets on base, it's a lookout time for the other team, huh?
Yeah, we have confidence in each other and getting him around the bases and scoring him.
So what's it been like for you? How often do you come up to the plate, percentage-wise, approximately, where these two guys are both on base for you?
It's a pretty good chance I got both these guys on base and I'm scoring them. I could say probably 75% of the time I have a good chance of scoring them.
When your batting averages are that close, are you guys competitive amongst each other? Are you guys stats guys? I mean, Colby, do you follow these stats at all? Do you ever look at them?
I can't lie. I do look at my stats, and it does motivate me to do better. And you always want to beat that guy out in front of you and do the best you can. So if I know that Eric's got whatever it was, a 0.8 better than me, that's where I want to succeed and try to do better.
It's an unspoken of competition. Nobody talks about it. It's just a competition.
Coach, that's not a bad thing though, right? If it's as long as it's friendly and everybody's doing it for the better of the team, it's.
Not at all.
You're okay with that?
Oh, I definitely am. I think Phelps kind of coming hot right now. He was just right under 400. Last year we had a 300 club. A couple kids got a couple bats, and I got to do something different this year with the 400 club.
And Colby's got the 3 home runs. You hit a home run out of Everett Memorial last week, right?
Yes, I did.
What's that like?
It was a great feeling, just knowing that's a really cool field to play at, and the Aqua Sox play there. Just to know that hitting a dead center is a great feeling. Coming home, seeing all the guys, all of them jumping around me, just great feeling.
So where to go out?
Center field. Yeah, right over the Chick-fil-A sign.
Okay.
Yeah, Tom and I both work for the Sox, so we know the field very well.
I've been there too a few games.
Tom's been doing PA there for 34 years or whatever it is. Hey, as far as the opening opponent, we talked about Bonnie Lake a little bit. Do you guys have a chance in this day and age with all the technology that's available to you? Do you get a chance to watch them a little bit? I mean, other than just a written scouting report, Jordan, do you know who you're going to be facing, or what do you know about Bonnie Lake?
I've kind of looked up their stats. They have some dudes that we're going to have to be aware of, but we're going to take it like we take any other team, and we're going to take it one game at a time and one batter at a time, and we're going to come out and compete.
Just a minute, I've got to give Coach a tissue here. He has heard the one game at a time from one of his players.
Well, and now it's really one game at a time, right? Were you guys surprised at how easy districts was? I mean, we just talked about the 29-1 scoring run, Eric. I've got to think that, especially, I mean, you knew Arlington was possibly going to be one of your opponents. Edmonds Woodway finished 4th in state last year. Meadowdale winning the Wesco 3A South. You guys made it look so easy. A little bit of shock maybe in some ways, or?
Yeah, all of our guys chose a great time to get hot. I think all of our games but one, every player had a hit. And, 1 through 9, everyone just hitting the ball. It chose a great time to start hitting or keep hitting. And, that really showed, scoring 29 runs in 3 games.
Coach, talk about each one of these guys. They're the strengths they bring to your ball club.
Oh, we got time?
Actually, we do.
Starting with 2-hitter Jordy. He does everything we ask. Great behind the plate. Not only and bringing his bat to the lineup. Good speed. Smart on the base paths. Gets great jumps. Balls in the dirt. Being a catcher too, he knows how hard that is. Block and catch and get up and throw. Next guy, Eric coming up. Normally Jordy's on base. Eric's done some sacrifice bunts. Great team guy as well. Honestly, once you get that guy on second base, it's base hit away from getting 1 run. And, we preach on that a lot. And high school baseball, you're going to get some pitches to hit. So jumping on that one pitch and one spot that's sitting dead red on something, and we have had a lot of success in that so far. Eric's been doing everything correct as well. I think that game that only the one guy didn't have the hit was Eric. So, great thing for our team coming together and getting all those hits. Phelpsy in the 4-hole, he's a 4-hole hitter. You can tell he's hot when he's going right center. Good swing and getting some good pitches to hit. He's been getting some good contact, and things been going our way.
You guys had a stretch this year in which you lost 3 straight games, and you were actually 2-4 during one period. I think your record is 19-4. So do the math there. You're on an 11-game winning streak right now. Did anything in particular change, or was there that one defining moment? And I'll ask it to the players first, and Coach, you're welcome to chime in too. Was there a defining moment where you kind of looked at each other, or maybe there was a team meeting of some sort where everything kind of clicked?
After that week, we just kind of, it's baseball. Everyone goes through it. We didn't play bad all week. We had, one bad game, and then put up a good game against Arlington that second game, and then, things just didn't roll our way. After that, Linwood, another tough, we just had a bad day. Things happen. After that, we just kind of talked, flushed it, practiced hard the next few days, and then back after it the next week.
You guys, we just mentioned a few minutes ago, you haven't been to state in 9 years. In other words, you guys have never been to state. Last year, you guys were playing Snohomish in a loser-out game, which I believe would have sent you to state, right? Eric, he's already got the look in his eye, knows where I'm going with this. Yep. Tough loss. I know they came from behind to get you in the later innings there. How motivated did that make you guys going into this year, Colby, and how much has it meant now, you haven't gone through that you're here and you're heading to state this weekend?
Just knowing that game could have sent us to state, and we just had some bad luck through the off season and going into this season. We had a lot of guys working hard, and that kind of just was the fuel to the fire. Like, we just wanted motivation and to get to this spot, and knowing it's our senior year, and we don't know what we're doing next year. Just getting to that state berth has been everything to us and has been our one goal.
So you're all 3 seniors. Was this a team that you kind of saw coming for a while, Jordy? I mean, did you sense that when you were freshmen that, hey, we've got a lot of talent, we're a good bunch right now, we've got a core group, if this group stays close and stays together, we have a chance to do something special?
Yeah, for sure. And that's kind of the biggest thing, is how good of friends we are. And that's kind of what's taken us to the next level and had us been so dominant all year, is just how good of friends we are.
Let's talk, Coach, about that little losing we were talking about a minute ago. Did you think, we can take a left turn or a right turn right here, and we've got to decide which way our blinker is going to be on?
That first Arlington game, not to say that it was wind aided, but they had 3 home runs, 9 runs.
Was that the 20-5 game?
20-5, that football game that we had.
Is it too soon, Steve?
It still only counts as one loss, which is the great thing about baseball, right?
And then we actually came back, and then we had a walk-off loss against Arlington that next day. Eric's one loss on the season. Then Edmonds Woodway, we just kind of one of those days, a Friday, didn't really show up. Lost 6-0. Kind of got our butts kicked a little bit. With that, the Linwood game, it was a rain out on a Friday. We rescheduled it for the Saturday at 10 a.m. on turf. We never play on turf, our good old grass field. Kind of one of those things. They got a good pitcher. Ball game's a lot different with one guy on the mound.
Coach, first time at state since 2009. How much more special does that make this?
Oh, it's awesome. Hats off to the guys all before us. Man, it's been 9 years of being in that one game, winner to state, and we have lost all of them. So, a great blessing for us to pull through this year and do what we did in that tournament.
Let's ask each of the guys. Talk about some of you guys are the stars that get to be here on the radio. Who are the other guys we should watch when we come up on Saturday up to Mount Vernon? Some of your teammates.
I think first and foremost, Jordan Justice, our sophomore. He's been getting real hot. He's been solid all year, but he chose a really good time to get hot. He hit a bomb against Meadowdale in the playoffs, and that was a moonshot. He's still a sophomore, but in BP, he's taking balls out left and right. Just ball flies off the bat. Great third baseman, great utility player, freak of nature, an athlete. He can put him anywhere. Then Mark Belowski, our shortstop. He just makes phenomenal plays at shortstop. He's starting to get hot right now, and he's hitting 7-hole, but he's picking up RBIs left and right once again. Just guys in our lineup.
And I also say our leadoff batter, Bailey Alvis, he's one of our quickest guys, always a team player, just wanting to always be there for us and do anything he can to support us. And he can always lay that bunt down and get us hyped up when he runs it out and scores runs. And he's just a good leadoff batter.
And then our center fielder, Kean Ballard, he's been getting really hot lately, and he's our 9-hitter. And when you got 9 hitters taking balls out of the yard, you don't know how to throw to a lineup.
I will second what Eric said about Justice's moonshot.
Yeah.
I think that ball's still up in the air. It was that was one of those hits where as soon as he hit it, we all looked at each other and we're like, "That's a sophomore."
Yeah, he is strong. He is strong.
He can rake a little bit.
Yeah.
Huh?
Okay, Coach. Who's the? They didn't mention it, but who's your unsung? Who's your unsung guy?
Oh, geez, they're all 1 through 9. It's been great watching these guys play. Trevor Anderson, he's been grinding. Mark's been there, starting as a sophomore too. Kobe Nelson, geez, number 22 coming in the lineup. He's been in a tough spot, and we had a guy go down, and he's picked back up in the lineup. And my goodness, I think he's hitting over 500 right now, or right at. He just seems to put some great swings on baseballs, and they seem to be dropping for him.
Okay, Coach, plug your ears for a second. I don't know if you're going to want to hear this next question. I know we're not supposed to look ahead. It's one game at a time. Coach has taught you guys well. But if you were to win that first game, you would be playing the winner of Arlington Eastside Catholic. Does it matter who you play in that second game?
It does not
Eric,
matter, but I think you know who we want to face.
Arlington 0-2 against them this year. They were the league champs. Would you guys like to have a third shot at Arlington?
For sure.
Oh, always.
Jordan answers a little quicker. I like that. So you guys would not be opposed to that at all?
Not at all.
And then, Jordan, before we let you go, I would be remiss if we didn't ask you this, because a lot of us, obviously, Tom and I follow in a number of sports up here. Your brother, Jake, starting quarterback at Oregon State last year, Marysville Pilchuck alum, so we're awfully happy to see him succeeding from the Wesco League, but a little bit of a tough season last year. I know he had a really scary injury down at Oregon State last year. Tell us how he's doing and what the prognosis is for him.
Oh, he's doing great, getting better every day and getting stronger. It was really scary being there, and I mean, at times we were questioning whether he's going to play football again, whether we wanted him to or not, but he's been working real hard to get back at it, and we're hoping for the best this season and come out strong.
So they're expecting a full recovery then?
For sure, yeah.
Very good. So we're are you a Beavers fan by nature, or have you become one through this process?
I've became one through this process.
At least until Big Brother's done playing there.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, and before we let you guys go to just one quick question, we'll go through it quickly here. Eric, I know you're already signed to play at Bellevue College next year, right?
Yes, sir.
The other two, Colby, what are your thoughts for next year? Where are you going to be at?
I haven't signed anywhere. I've just been in contact with Everett Community College and Skagit Community College and what they have to offer me and where I go next.
And Jordan, what about you? Where are you looking?
It looks like I'm going to sign with the Edmonds Community College Tritons tonight. Go Tritons.
Okay, there we go.
There you go. Coach, where are you going to be?
I'll probably be at home.
Well, guys, thanks for coming in.
Yes,
there you go.
Yeah, best of luck this weekend.
You bet.
Thank
Eric
you.
Anderson, Colby Phelps, Jordan Luton, and Coach James Day. Good luck on Saturday. Again, 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock, Sherman Anderson.
Mount Vernon. Against the Bonnie Lake Panthers.
Yes.
There you go. That is in the state. And we will come back. We're going to talk Jackson football. Or no, Jackson baseball.
Maybe
right?
some football, too.
Well, we'll see what happens.
More or less
right
baseball. But...
Fox Sports 1380 FM 95.3.
Chinook Lumber, reframing the building landscape, and a Northwest legend for more than 20 years, is also a proud sponsor of Wesco High School football and basketball. Chinook Lumber supports these fine student athletes and applauds them for the time and effort they put forth and wish them nothing but the best. Chinook salutes the young girls and boys striving hard to reach their personal and team goals. Chinook Lumber in Snohomish, North Bend, and Arlington, and the go-to place for decking, fencing, windows, doors, and more. Find them online at ChinookLumber.com.
Justice is easy if you know what to do. Call 800-LAW-0842.
Russell and Hill are proud sponsors of the Fox Sports 1380 and FM 95.3 High School Boys and Girls Athletes of the Year. Professional, personal, proven attorneys. Russell and Hill.
Russell and Hill will fight for you. Call 800-LAW-0842.
I perform for our high school choir director, who taught me to breathe from the diaphragm and sing from the heart.
Speech, debate, theater, music. The performing arts teach valuable life lessons that typically aren't taught in the classroom. They help high school students learn leadership skills that prepare them to enjoy more satisfying, productive lives.
Hey, I've got a question for you. Who will you perform for?
This message presented by the Washington Interscholastic Activities Association and the high school in your community.
When an honest handshake seals the deal, you're dealing with Vander Yacht Propane. From their roots in Linden, Washington, Vander Yacht Propane has grown to provide quality services from Canada to I-90, commercial, industrial, and residential. From filling up your existing tanks to tank rentals, above ground and below ground installation, and 24/7 emergency delivery, Whatcom, Skagit, Snohomish, and Island counties are fueled by Vander Yacht Propane. Trusted, family owned and operated. Learn more at VanderYachtPropane.com. Snohomish PUD has been your community energy partner for over 65 years. That's why your PUD is a proud supporter of broadcasting Western Conference high school athletics in our community. Congrats to our local student athletes for excelling in sports and academics. It takes smarts to save, and your PUD offers smart ways to help you save energy and lower your bill. PUD can help you save with instant rebates on energy-saving home improvements and special prices on efficient home products. Check out their website at snowpud.com, snopud.com for more smart rewards, smart rebates, and smart ideas.
It is Stitch Mitchell with Jay Behar of Behar's Furniture, and Jay, I understand you're bringing in outdoor furniture just for fabulous summers in the Northwest.
Stitch, whether you want to create an outdoor summer oasis in your backyard or add a couple of comfy chairs to your front porch, our summer furniture collection offers something for everyone. Outdoor love seats, lounge chairs, ottomans, coffee tables, end tables, fire pit tables, and more. All in beautiful options like wicker, coated aluminum, and with durable cushions.
Behar's Furniture. High style, low prices. 21st and Broadway in Everett and online at behars.com.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife, Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. We are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
It is Prep Sports Weekly here on Fox Sports 1380, FM 95.3. Tom Lafferty along with Steve Willis. Today's show brought to you in part by the Buzz Inn Steakhouse, the Lake Stevens Ace Hardware Store, Major League Pizza, by the Snohomish County DUI Task Force, and by Chinook Lumber. So we got rid of one set of winners, and we'll bring in some more winners. Is that what we're doing?
From one district champion to another, yeah. The Jackson Timberwolves are in the house. 2018 District 1 4A champion Timberwolves. That has a nice sound to it, doesn't it, Carter?
Yeah, absolutely.
He'll take that. So who do we have over there? Who's the big fellow over there on the other side of the glass with you?
Coach Nicholson, how are you? Get right in on the mic.
I'm living the dream here, brother. Feel like I'm at a rock star thing.
Coach, you've been doing this for a while, haven't you?
A little bit. 20-some years.
First year at the school, you were the coach, right? Back in mid-90s?
Absolutely. They can't get rid of me.
Well, let's do something different. Let's have Coach introduce the three players over there.
We got center fielder Carter Booth.
Talk a little bit about each one of them.
Yeah, well, Carter is kind of the heart and soul of us. He has the loudest mouth for sure.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Ask his girlfriend who was here last week.
Oh, that's right.
We did. Yeah, Sammy Reynolds was in here last week.
Absolutely. And then we got Ben Steck, our catcher, who is I'm shocked he's here because he doesn't talk very much. I want to see what you guys can get out of him. And then you got Case Matter, who's the sophomore that gets picked on all the time, but threw a hell of a ball game the other, last game.
Sure.
So, but he's here too, and he'll do a nice job.
These guys may not have to say much with Coach on the other side there.
No.
And by the way, I do have to apologize to Case because my buddy Dan Contreras, who son plays on the team, he tweeted at me earlier. I mispronounced your name on the opening segment. It's Case Matter, not Case Matters. So I apologize for giving you the extra S. But nonetheless, you're here and you pitched yourself, by the way, young Mr. Matter, a heck of a ball game last week in the championship game of districts. No hitter going into the final batter, and then that dreaded 105 pitch count popped up its reary, ugly head and forced you to come out of the game. How upset were you when you're 2 strikes away from a no hitter, and all of a sudden you're told that the rules dictate that you come out of a game? That had to be kind of rough.
Yeah, I was pretty mad.
Right in on the mic.
I was pretty mad, and then my coach even told me that next year they're changing the rule that you can finish the batter. It's kind of make me even more mad.
So, yeah. Coach, did you know that he was coming up on that pitch count, and how much talk was there about it?
2 pitches before, I came out and asked the other team to make sure that it was at 103, because if we overthrow him, we lose the game, so I couldn't let that happen. And so, yeah, we knew the 2 pitches he had as soon as that happened. Had to bring him.
What is the mechanics? Who keeps track? Lots of people?
Well, we keep track for all of our pitchers on everything we do. But in that game, the home book is in charge of that, which was Cascade. That's why I had to come out of the dugout and ask, how many pitches do you have him at? And they said the same thing we had.
Okay. Can I ask one other mechanical question? Foul balls count too?
Every ball you pitch to a batter counts.
Okay.
So
that's a pitch, Tom.
Well, I know, but it's not 3 and 2.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's wear and tear on the arm. That's what they're.
Okay.
And the rule next year, it sounds like will change possibly to where you can finish off the batter. Is that what we're hearing?
Yeah, it's when you get to the 105 count, if you're on a batter, you get to finish that batter.
Well, Case, good news. You're only a sophomore, so you can go through another no-hitter in next year's district championship game. Coach, you'll take that, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Ben, talk about catching a no-hitter and what that, because we should point out and who was the relief pitcher that came in and finished off that no-no?
Evan Canfield.
So Evan came in. Evan's only a freshman too, right?
He is, yep.
So what is it like to be the catcher of a no-hitter? That's just a specialist pitching one almost, isn't it?
I mean, it was pretty easy. He pretty much hit every single spot I put down my glove. It was kind of a breeze pretty much. I had a little difficulty in mid-game, but it was easy pretty much.
Did you shake him off at all, Case?
Nope, not one pitch.
Really? Okay, that's got to be real easy for you.
That's very smart.
Yeah.
And now we got Mr. Booth over here, Mr. Everything. I was looking at some of your stats. My goodness. And you're not. How tall are you?
6 foot.
So you're 6 foot. So you're not the shortest guy in the world. And I was thinking when I usually see somebody with 16 stolen bases at the high school level, I'm always thinking the little quick guy.
Yeah.
You get a little size to you, and you can run a little bit. Plus, you can hit 5 home runs this year.
Yep.
I know you're batting .366. You're obviously heading off to Oregon State University to play baseball next year.
Yes, sir.
5-tool player more. How is this fielding, Coach?
Yeah, outstanding. Well, we have a saying that when balls are hit in center field, we always go, "Well, hey, we got a guy," and he always goes and gets it. So he's a great fielder.
So what's a perfect play or a perfect inning for you look like, Carter? Is it making a play out in the center field? Is it legging out a triple? Is it popping one 300 feet over the fence? What's the ideal Carter Booth play?
I mean, a home run's always nice, but
the adrenaline of getting a nice triple is really nice. So I'd have to go with the triple or throwing a kid out at home.
And Carter, you know we're going to ask you about this, right? Sammy came in here last week wearing it.
Right, of course.
Your girlfriend, Sammy Reynolds, who it's a house divided already. She's a Snohomish softball player.
Yeah.
You're a Jackson baseball player. Now next year, she's a signee at UW. She's going to be playing for the Husky softball team. You're playing for Oregon State.
Mm-hmm.
She showed up in studio last week wearing a Beavers jersey. Are you wearing purple and gold right now? Or are you reciprocating?
I'm not. I'm sorry.
Is Sammy's okay with that, or is this going to be a conversation piece later on tonight?
She'll probably say something about it later, but it's all right.
So now when Snohomish and Jackson get together, are you do you take a little ribbon amongst the? I know it's 3A and 4A, so not necessarily a whole lot, but the teams do cross over in sports. Do you get a little ribbon from the guys in terms of who you may or may not be rooting for? Or?
I mean, yeah, but I always got to stick with my roots and root for Jackson.
Smart move.
Yeah.
Coach, let's talk about Saturday. Give us the lowdown, the particulars on what you're doing Saturday in the first round of the state tournament.
Well, we match up against South Kitsap. We got a chance to see them this last Saturday. They're a really good ball club. They start off with two guys that just fly at the top of the order, two left-handers. One guy was a committee to Arizona State. I don't know if something happened there or not, but they all can play. I saw their number one thrower. He's a pretty good-looking guy, probably 83 to 85 with a good hook. I'd say we're really similar as a team. When you watch them and you watch us, you'd go, wow, these two teams are really similar. It's like, their leadoff guy is really quick, kind of like Carter, plays center field. So it's going to be a great game.
Now, we asked Coach Day of Marysville-Pilchuck. He liked you get the 10 a.m. game. That good or bad? What do you prefer?
Well, I'm just going to say this. South Kitsap's a long ways away. They're going to have to get up really early to play at 10 o'clock.
And you can sleep in your own bed until about 8:30 or so.
Well, they got to be there at 8:30,
right.
but it's a lot later than they have to get up.
And that's 10 o'clock at Everett Memorial Stadium.
Absolutely.
Talk about, and we'll ask the other guys too, talk about playing on the turf now.
Way different. Actually, and especially being new turf, we were just talking about it in the other room here, is that there's a lot of sand in it that hasn't got all the way down, and it's pretty easy to field ground balls there. And if you hit it hard, it dies in a hurry. So in the outfield, you're going to have to see guys charging the ball hard to make a play at the plate. At shortstop, if you play too deep, you're going to have to come and get it because it'll slow down quite a bit.
Talk about the practice schedule this week. So rather than stay at your usual spot at the school, you decided to move over to Everett just to get a little more acclimated, I guess. How has that worked out this week?
Absolutely. Different dimensions in the thing. You've got that wall in right field that you got to get used to. Carter's worked pretty hard out there getting used to playing the ball off of it. But the big thing is we're a grass field. We're going to a turf field. Why not practice on it all week?
Well, guys, talk about playing on the AstroTurf. Of course, you do it during the season, right? Lake Stevens has it, Monroe has it. So you've played on the artificial surface too, right, Carter?
Yeah, a little bit. We played. We played Monroe there, and then Lake Stevens. Their infield was all turf, but they had the outfield grass. But just getting the chance to play and practice at the stadium is really nice. Really different than our field at home, but it's really something cool to do.
How much has it meant to you guys to get to state? I mean, this is a team that I know has a long storied history of great baseball, especially back in the early days, and even in the mid 2000s, there 10 years ago, when you had some of the big names go through. What has it meant for you guys and your legacy to finally get back there, Ben?
Ever since Little League, pretty much, just growing up in the area in Mill Creek and looking forward to Jackson baseball, pretty much just my dream was going to state, and it's pretty kind of surreal almost. Just that's our first opportunity to go to state. All these guys, it's their first time. We never been there. I mean, we were close last year, but it didn't really work out for us very well. So it's an awesome feeling.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I did do my homework here, Tom. Your dad played at Juanita, correct?
He did, yes.
State champion a couple times.
Yep.
So does he talk about what it's like to win a state championship?
He does, yeah. I mean, he won it in football, and I'm pretty sure baseball too. So he's pretty acclimated, I guess.
So he's let you know about it a little bit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That was a long time ago, though. I'll bet.
Yeah, mid 80s, correct?
Yes.
Dad was a big time running back at the time too. I think he had some state records for a while at Juanita.
I'm pretty sure he did, yeah.
So were you pushed into sports at a young age then, or?
Yeah. I kind of chose. I was playing basketball and baseball growing up, and I played football freshman year of high school. And it was the only year I played though, so You know, I mean, I do what I want to pretty much.
You're all right with that decision. It seems to have worked out.
Yes, for sure.
Speaking of decisions, Ben and Carter, you guys are both heading off to Oregon State next year. Easy decision. I mean, obviously a lot of success for that Beavers program and what Coach Casey's been able to do down there. Carter, when did you make that decision and how difficult was it for you?
Well, they offered me summer going into my junior year, and I committed, I think, late September. But for me, it was a really easy choice. Just growing up, that was always my dream school, just going there to play baseball. And they have a beautiful atmosphere there, and the whole school and the environment there is just something else. And, I mean, you just can't really turn it down.
And Ben, for you?
Just a lineage. They have a great history of characters going to the program, like Logan Ice. They have Mitch Kahneman's in the area right now, pretty much, and just the coaching staff they have there. It's a great facilities, and just the overall town itself is great.
Coach, Oregon State's kind of got a little pipeline coming up here through Wesco right now too, with Mulholland and we got Kyler McMahon down there, Ryan Ober. I feel like I might be missing one, but is that a path that you see a lot of players from this region going these days? And what is it about Oregon State and Wesco that's such a compatible fit with one another?
Well, first of all, Wesco's had some really good players, or if you follow Oregon State at all, they're a pretty good program. So it's a pretty good fit with that. But the players in Wesco around here, guys, lately have been outstanding. So, and I think these two guys here will fit in just fine there. And I don't know if it's a pipeline or not, but I'm happy to see them go there.
Case, talk a little bit about the pitching staff when you're not on the mound. Who else are we watching out there this year? I know there's a few other guys on this staff that have been having a pretty big year.
Yeah, Alex Scholt, he's been doing really good for us. Evan Canfield, who you saw close the game, he's been doing good too. Nick Leighton, Caden Sadis, they've been relief guys for us, and yeah.
Ben, you're the catcher. Did we miss anybody there?
Tyler Ellsmore is a great one for us too, and just our whole entire staff really is come to this year.
Jackson Weber.
Yeah, Jackson Weber.
Don't leave everybody out because they get mad tomorrow.
Exactly.
Well, and I'm looking down all these scores here from the year. I mean, you guys have put up, I'm doing this off the top of my head, double figures.
Not more math.
7 or 8 games this year so far, Carter. So, yeah, just a little bit more math.
Yeah.
So that you guys can hit the ball around the field a little bit, too. Talk more about your lineup and who we're watching on any given day.
Just from years past that I've been a part of this program, I'd say our lineup is one of the strongest parts of our team and one of the most consistent pieces. Just 1 through 9, all of us can hit the ball, and I mean it's really nice. I'm sure as a pitcher, just knowing that you have an offense as good as us.
So now I'm going to have you guys talk a little bit about Coach, because I reached out to a buddy of mine, Michael Johnson, who I think is class of 2001, played for Coach way back in the day, and he talks about some of the life lessons that Coach instilled with the guys and just how much he enjoyed playing for Coach Nick and what he meant to their lives. What about you guys? What is it like to play for Coach Ben? Give me a little insight as to Coach Nick.
Going into the high school, I kind of heard some bad rep about him, but getting known through
there's a starting point for us.
So getting known through football and baseball, he's just a great guy. He teaches you so many things about how to grow up and how to be good, at least an athlete, but more just a good person in general.
Case, what about you? Give me a little insight on Coach.
He's never short on stories. He's always got a great story to tell about his past and the days when Travis Snyder was around and what he did, and yeah.
Now, Coach, you're a security guard at the school.
Absolutely.
So now, Carter, do you guys get away more with Coach being the security guard? Do you get away with less, or is it about the same as any other student?
I mean, I'd say people look to us and we have to set a standard to be just because we're baseball players, we can't get away with anything, I guess, just because Coach Nick is also our baseball coach and the security guard. But I mean, I guess people just look to us and know because they'll know they'll be mad if we get away with stuff.
Coach, let's talk about some of the players you've had. You've had some pretty good players, and I told you a story in the green room earlier that my favorite Len Bone story, formerly at Snohomish, was when we had John Brockman. I was a really good basketball coach. Talk about some of the players you've had at Jackson.
Well, that's one of the things I'm going to say about this team. I'm a lot better coach this year because these guys are playing for me. This is a really good team, great group of kids to coach. And what Ben didn't say is that his dad is our third base coach this year, and he's been an unbelievable coach for us this year. He does a lot of work for us, and we're a better team because his dad is with us this year too. It's fantastic. But I've had some great guys that have come through, and not just Littlebridge and Snyder that played in the bigs, but I've had a lot of other guys that went on to college and played a lot of ball there too. So let's be honest about it. You are a better coach when you have good players, and I'm a better coach this year because we have really good players.
And the guys come back and see you?
All the time. Actually, the biggest thing, I'm not very good on computers and stuff, but I got good at Facebook because I get to see all their families and all the things on that. So I'm a big Facebooker now.
Right. There you go.
Hey, I know you've got a good coaching staff or a pitching staff, coach, but any thoughts on trying to sneak Ice Pennington into a game this year?
Mm-hmm. Ice who?
She's pretty darn good. We had her in studio.
She is unbelievable, but I'm going to guess that she hasn't thrown overhand before. So I don't know if they'll let her throw from down low.
Underhand pitching, Ice Pennington versus Carter Booth. Who's your money on?
That'd be a great matchup. I'd love to see that. Actually,
Carter, can we make that happen after the season's over?
That'd be a fun contest.
I think that's something we can arrange.
Would you want to face one of Ice Pennington's pitches?
Honestly, she's pretty intimidating. So.
It's the ball that comes in and then it rises on you.
Yeah, those are the tough ones.
She can throw a little bit. Again, we are with the Jackson Timberwolves baseball team who have a state playoff game, 10 a.m. Everett Memorial Stadium on Saturday. And then we're hoping you guys are playing at 4 p.m. that day if you can get the victory and hopefully get you guys into the Final Four. Case, I wanted to ask you a little bit about another member of your family who we've kind of come to know over the years here, especially those in the Snohomish County area who've been following in the news. Your brother Colton, who I know played baseball for quite a while, struggling with cancer for a while there a few years back and has consequently not been able to play with you guys. Talk about your relationship with him and what that's meant and maybe how that's influenced you over the years in baseball and in life.
Well, he took up the hobby of golf just because he couldn't really keep up with all the guys in baseball, so I felt like I just kind of need to, I'd do baseball for him because he couldn't do baseball anymore. And over the years, we had a good bond. I'd go to the hospital with him sometimes, and we just hang out and talk about things, and yeah.
And I know you guys are pretty good friends with Colton too. That the Colton's Army hashtag, we've seen that all over the place. Carter, how influential has he been to you, and how much has it meant for him and the rest of the guys to see you guys get here your senior year?
Yeah, I mean, just growing up and just like in Little League, seeing all like the Colton's Army stuff starting to come up, and just remember playing against him and not being able to play now. It's just like almost like a motivation just to play for him.
And now you guys don't need any motivation anyway. You're at state. So, Ben, is it kind of sunk in yet? As we're Thursday night now and you're less than 48 hours away? Are the nerves kicking in at this point, or is it just? I mean, can you guys honestly treat it like another game? What is the feeling like?
I mean, it's kind of nervous. You get a little butterflies, but I mean, I'm really pumped for it, honestly. I'm looking at the opportunity to come forward and just to keep moving on and eventually go to Pasco, hopefully. But it's just a great opportunity. We're looking forward to it.
And Case, for you, I got to ask too, because again, you throw your best game in the district championship as a sophomore, and that's where we often see the stage gets a little overwhelming and too big for the younger players, and yet you rise to the occasion. Is that just kind of your nature? Is it just kind of circumstantial and by chance that you had your best game on that particular night, or are you kind of the lights are brighter and it brings out the best in you type of guy?
Yeah, I knew there was a big game, so I got to do something big. It just came out.
So, Coach, give us the particulars for Saturday. Who's going for you and who are you playing?
Alex Schultz is going to be my starting pitcher. He was my number one all year long. I'm expecting really good things from him. Ben basically runs the club for us, and we talk a little bit, but Ben calls it for everybody. Carter keeps us all loose and plays hard for us and leads us off and gets things going. We're looking really good for all of our players, but South Kitsap's going to be a pretty good.
They're
team.
not going to be pushed over, right?
No, they're a good team, and they're a good program too. So it'll be a great challenge and a lot of fun.
Sounds good.
We wish you guys the best of luck this week. We'll be pulling for you.
And we need to tell people, go out to it's going to be nice.
And that's, I mean, if you've never been out to that field, or even if you haven't been in the last year, vastly different with that new turf.
Guess what? I haven't seen the turf being played on yet, and I'm going to look at it all summer, so I'm going to go on Saturday.
Yeah, and I had a chance to go watch a couple of games, including watch the end of these guys' the no-hitter last week in the district championship. It's going to be a great time. So if anybody is looking for something to do on Saturday, 10 a.m., get on out there, support these guys, Jackson versus South Kitsap, and like I said, if things work out okay, 4 p.m. you'll get right back at it and watch these guys play either Skyview or Inglemore if they can get a victory.
And again, if you want to go north, Marysville Pilchuck's playing at 1 o'clock up in Mount. You can do both.
You could catch a triple header hopefully if one of the two advances, right?
There you go. Thanks, guys, for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There you go. Coach Kirk Nicholson, Ben Steck, Carter Booth, and Case Matter. We'll come back. We're going to talk some Snohomish soccer. We'll do that next year on Fox Sports 1380 FM 95.3.
Good people and the good hands go together, like Allstate and Brian Reed of the Brian Reed Agency. Brian has lived and worked in Snohomish County for over 20 years. He takes the time to get to know folks, what's important to them, and how best to protect it all without wasting a dime of their hard-earned money. That's why he works with Allstate. They help him protect the people he cares about with affordable policies designed around individual needs. Call Brian Reed at the Brian Reed Agency today, 425-337-4646.
Performance Roofing and Construction proudly salutes and thanks our troops and veterans. For the best in roofing, look to Performance Roofing and Construction. Mention you heard this ad for a free gutter installation with your roof. Financing is available. Call now, 253-449-6242. That's 253-449-6242. Also visit trustedbusinesspages.com for Performance Roofing and Construction. They're people who care.
Are you tired of going to the same old places for lunch, dinner, or after the game? Well, if you're looking for a great deal on a great meal, head to the Buzz Inn Steakhouse. You can enjoy their signature breakfast Monday through Friday till 10:30 a.m. for just $4.99. Weekdays 11 till 1, get a deluxe burger and fries for only $6.99. And Monday night is steak night with a 6-ounce top sirloin and potato with salad for just $9.99. The Buzz Inn has 11 locations to serve you, including the corner of Broadway and Pacific Avenues in downtown Everett.
Hey sports fans, do you want to know when and where your favorite teams in the West Coast Conference are playing? Who won the game last night and what the current standings are? Well, it's easy to find out on westcoathletics.com. The information is entered by athletic directors and coaches, so you know it's accurate and up to date, making westcoathletics.com the place to view official scores, schedules, standings, and photos for all the schools and all the sports in the West Coast Conference. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook and check out westcoathletics.com, the official website of the West Coast Conference.
Not sure if you've had too much to drink? Then don't drive. Chances are you're going to get caught. The Snohomish County DUI and Target Zero Task Force reminds you law enforcement is out in full looking for impaired drivers. So don't risk losing your license, your car, and your freedom. Designate a sober driver. Get a car service, take a cab, or even a bus. Remember, you drink and drive, you lose. This message brought to you by the Snohomish County DUI and Target Zero Task Force.
Since 1967, Snohomish County has looked to Glass by Lund when they needed glass. Did you know that Glass by Lund also helps with vinyl, aluminum, and wood windows, custom shower doors, deck railings, skylights, glass tabletops, mirrors, and all your custom glass needs? Their competitive pricing, quality installation, and the ability to meet stringent deadlines has earned Glass by Lund a top-notch reputation. Family owned since 1967. On the web at glassbylund.com. Glass by Lund. More than just glass.
Major things are happening at Major League Pizza in Everett. Major League Pizza is expanding its dining area so you can bring the whole team to enjoy Everett's favorite pizza, premium grinders, and delicious salads. Their all-star lineup of gourmet pizzas include the Grand Salami, Major League Clubhouse, the Shoeless Joe, and with the new expansion in 2018 comes the New Deal. Right now, get any large 3-topping pizza with an order of breadsticks for only $20.18 at Major League Pizza on Colby Avenue in Everett. Online at majorleaguepizza.com.
Prep Sports Weekly continues here on Fox Sports 1380, FM 95.3. Tom Lafferty along with Steve Willits. Pretty fun couple of baseball teams here in the studio.
Yeah, great guys and great ball players. It should be fun to see how they do this weekend.
Speaking of pretty good teams, how about the Snohomish Panthers?
Yeah, how about the legacy they're creating? The 6th straight year they've been in the quarterfinals, and if they get a victory tomorrow night, it'll be the 6th straight year they've been in the state semifinals, including state championships in 2014 and 2015.
There you go. And we have their coach, Matt Rainey, on the phone. Coach, how are you?
Hi, guys. I'm doing well. Thank you.
Good. Are you ready for tomorrow night? Hay in the barn?
We are just wrapping up training for the night and we are ready to go and chomping at the bit for tomorrow night.
So give us the particulars on your game tomorrow night.
Oh boy, I wouldn't dare do that. You never know who's listening.
Well,
but,
no. Time and place and team. How about that? Let's start there.
I see. Okay, that's safe to share.
Okay.
Tomorrow night at Veterans Memorial Stadium, it's Snohomish High School. We'll be hosting Redmond High School at a 7 p.m. start time in the state quarterfinal matchup.
Coach, I know you don't want to give away too many particulars, but I have a feeling your opponent Redmond knows a little bit about Mr. Nicholson now, Nathan Nicholson with 4 goals against Mount Tahoma. Talk about that game a little bit. Your largest offensive production game of the season, and you get it during the state tournament. That's a big deal.
It is a big deal, and guys, this has not been an easy road for us, and I don't just mean the playoffs. This whole journey for the Panthers this year has been a unique experience for these guys. We came out of the gates, and frankly, we tried to play a style of soccer that teams in the past that have had great success and won state championships have played. But this group wasn't capable of playing that way. It wasn't their style. And we failed horribly, in fact, suffering a 6-0 loss to Marysville Pilchuck. But the beauty in all of this is what one does to devastate and destroy you, another can take those moments and turn them into something that's of great value, learning experience, growth for this team, camaraderie in a way that really defines who we are now. We are not who we were in the beginning, and frankly, I would describe us best as disciplined, focused, and very much inspired now.
Well, that Marysville Pilchuck loss, that was on March 27th, and that made, at the time you were 2-3. You haven't lost a game since. I think it's 12 or 13 games in a row since that night. Was it an overnight thing? Was it something that was talked about that night? Because it sounds all fine and good in hindsight, but how did we get here? I mean, what were there meetings? Was there a
great coaching?
Yeah.
Well, hats off to these guys, because really any coaching philosophy is only as good as the team members buying into it. And these guys bought into that. They bought into this philosophy that, these things don't have to devastate us. They don't have to destroy us. In fact, they don't even have to define us. What defines us is how we bounce back from that. And you know what? That's truly what the Snohomish Panthers are made of on the inside. Look at how we were able to bounce back and start building. This is a special young group of players that are overperforming. And, we've got pieces of the puzzle all over the place that nobody knows about yet, because they've been quietly and disciplined doing their roles night after night at training and preparations in the classroom and on the pitch. And that's why we're here right now, is because of those commitments.
So can you overperform for 2 more or 3 more games, right?
That's the plan. This group, when I say disciplined, is very much that. For a high school side, they're very disciplined. They're very organized. They're well led. And when I say inspired, they're inspired because they know what's at stake. They win tomorrow night, 6 straight years of carrying that tradition of making it to the Final Four. That's impressive.
And how important is that? Do the guys feel pressure like, hey, we got to hold up these other guys that have been behind us or went ahead of us, I guess?
You know what? I think this group, and I've said it all year, they're facing forward. They're not looking back. They know the rich tradition. They know the mentors that are speaking into their lives. The past coaches, Coach Pingree, coaches that have arrived and have become part of our program again, Dale Troop, who's on our staff. Even my father, my coach, Pat Rainey, has been at matches all season. They know the people that are investing in them. They know who believes in them. They're inspired. They are locked and loaded, facing forward, ready to take on Redmond tomorrow night and perform.
How important is home field advantage in a big game like this? How vital is it to have this game at Veterans as opposed to a neutral field, or even if you were to have to play at Redmond?
Well, that first seed is priceless. It's so golden that we're comfortable here. We train here every night. We play all our home matches here, and it's our stadium. And so I think that advantage, the not having to travel, the not having to learn a new turf, learn new game balls, all of those things all start adding up, and that level of comfort showed itself when we broke that game wide open the other night.
We were just talking to the baseball players a minute ago about scouting. If you were to win that game tomorrow night, it's a loser out, obviously, so you're in the state quarterfinals. If you win tomorrow night, you're going to play the winner of Roosevelt-Kennewick, and that game is over in Kennewick on Saturday at 1 p.m. Is there if you were to get the victory tomorrow night, is there a trip over to the Tri-Cities in your future this weekend, or are you going to do other things to scout that team out or that game out?
The good news is I've seen all the remaining teams already, many of them multiple times. And so I know everything I need to know about any opposition. My focus is investing, setting up, and preparing our guys to do their part. So no weekend trips for me. There'll be plenty going on with family time and church time. I'm not spending my weekend that way. No way.
Good for you. And hey, one final question for me. Roosevelt-Kennewick, as we mentioned, would be the matchup in the semifinals. Obviously, you're more focused on Redmond right now, but would Roosevelt be the team you might want to prefer to see, just knowing that they got the best of you in the state championship game last year, or is this a brand new year, two different new teams this year? It's not even a factor.
For me, I'm not really too focused on that. I'm pretty locked and loaded on tomorrow night. I don't feel any kind of revenge. What a great state championship match that was last year. I have no regrets. I don't have a preference as to who we play. We just want to be in the show.
Final 30 seconds. Give us some players we need to watch tomorrow night over at Veterans Memorial Stadium.
Well, you're going to want to keep your eyes on our goalkeeper, who is an incredible shot stopper and has done tremendous. We have multiple goalkeepers that have started matches this year. You will enjoy that show. You're going to see some explosive offensive efforts out of Connor Smith and Nate Nicholson and Owen Fedler, and coming out of the midfield, Bodie Uteritz and Liam Rainey. We've got some guys that are locked and loaded and determined to score goals tomorrow night.
Liam Rainey, that name sounds familiar.
Is always a pleasure when you get to coach one of your own.
Very much so, I can imagine.
Well, Coach, good luck tomorrow night against the Redmond Mustangs at home at Veterans Memorial Stadium starting at 7 o'clock.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck,
Appreciate it.
Coach.
You bet. There we go. That is Matt Rainey, head coach of Snohomish boys soccer. They play tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, this is an exciting weekend. We didn't even talk about some of the other sports. Track and field, a lot going on in terms of district championships, and tennis players trying to get to the state tournament next week. Golf, just so much going on, and so many of our young athletes trying to get to that next level. I can't wait to see how everything plays out.
And like we said, go to a soccer game, go to a couple of baseball games.
Yeah,
out.
You've got plenty of options this week, so certainly get on out there and support these athletes, and hopefully we'll still be talking about a number of them next week.
Tonight's show brought to you in part by Vander Yacht Propane, Snohomish County PUD, Glass by Lund, Allstate Insurance Agent Brian Reed, by the Law Office of Russell and Hill, the Buzz Inn Steakhouse, the Lake Stevens Ace Hardware Store, by Major League Pizza, Snohomish County DUI Task Force, and by Chinook Lumber.
We got to give a shout out to Todd Elvick real quick, too. STSPN.com. He's been video streaming our shows lately, so good to have him here in the studio with us tonight.
Thanks to Todd for being here. Thanks for Steve Willits. I'm Tom Lafferty. Again, get out and see a game, and we're going to come up, and we'll be back with you 1 week from tonight. Only a couple more shows. We got state championships coming up.
Boy, I hope we have a few state champions, too, in a couple weeks. Stay tuned.
There we go. KRKO Everett.
Oh, wow.